Okay, welcome to this Mark's Reviews and Tutorials video. We've had this Mitsubishi Outlander for 4 days on a car hire. And yeah, I'm just going to give you a bit of a report of what I've found. The last couple of car hires we've done have actually been in Chinese cars. And this is a clear step up from the Chinese cars. Have a look. I'll put a link up here, a video that I did on the Chinese car that we drove. Did not enjoy that at all. I found the car really aggravating and annoying. This is much more refined in the driver assists, in the, vibrating on the wheel for lane and looking your eyes and so forth. But this is way more intuitive and better than the Chinese. But oh my gosh, it's still not great. Every time you come to an intersection and you look to the side to see what oncoming traffic is, it beeps and pulls your attention to the dash. You're in an intersection, you're supposed to be looking both ways and across, but no, you're looking down at the dash. It's just beeping and saying the driver's distracted. It's like, no, I'm not distracted. I'm looking where I'm going. Even silly things like you're driving along a road and there's someone backing down, so you're looking to see if they're going to come out in front of you and cause an accident. You're just monitoring what's going on. Same thing, it beeps and carries on. So still needs refinement, but way better than have a look at the Chinese car one. That was not much fun at all. This is a big car. This is quite a bit bigger. Heaps of space inside. It has fold down third row seats. Yeah, really, it's got plenty of power to pull itself around. Mitsubishi Outlander, really did the job. It no power lift on the tailgate. And here's your seventh row, seven seats. That's not what I'd call astonishing amount of leg room, but that's where those seats are, and they pull up nice and easy. So that's going to give you a bit of luggage space behind still. Let's see what we've got under here. Well, there's a rear blind that's not attached to anything. And there's the headrests for those third row seats. And there's your jack. If we've got a jack, I assume there's a spare somewhere, probably underneath. Let's have a look. Nope, muffler. Nope. I can't see where that is. And you've got the 7 row seats there and this here, so yeah, the spare is going to take some more investigation. But we've got a jack. Okay, so here's the inside. It's got a couple of big screens on the dash. I'll show you the startup procedure. Like, it's very clear about how to start the car. Foot on the brake, but we'll just press the start button so you can see both screens. Well, this one normally does the sunrise thing as well. So yeah, nice and clear, good screens and all the rest of it. It's awesome. Data's being transmitted. Thanks. Tell us all these modern cars have got cameras and microphones. That's very reassuring. Anyway, really nice and easy to drive, but the intuitive things I'm missing here, like I'm gonna hold this up near my eyes. So here's the driver. So wherever they put the start button, well, can you see it yet? No. Let's push that out of the way. It's actually, it's there. It's directly behind the steering wheel. If we come over here, it's directly behind the stalk. There it is. Now you can see it. There's the start button. So it's like, let's try and hide it from the driver's eyes. So that was a bit interesting. Sorry for being negative, but just some of these intuitive things. Beautiful big sat nav screen. As I said, we've hired this for 4 days. I have not worked out how to use that yet. We have managed to, using the destination button, put in a destination, but then it won't follow. It won't track it. It won't zoom up. And we've ended up using a little Google phone down here. Just haven't been able to work it out. I'm not saying it doesn't work, not saying it's no good. I'm just saying 4 days, couple of people, multiple attempts, couldn't get it to work. Mega frustrating. So that was just a nothing. That was painful. You've got electronic parking brake. You've got drive type selectors for normal driving, eco driving, obviously slippery roads, assuming that's stony roads, and snow if you happen to be driving in snow. So this is adjusting, and you've got a downhill, like a descent. So yep, your shifter's really easy, nice and big. Just push it forwards and backwards, do what you need. And look, the car, like I normally drive a BMW. Any followers of my channels know that. This is interesting. This is a 2026 car, and in my 2015 X3, that is exactly where the start button is, although you can see it. That's exactly where the shifter is. That's exactly where the electric handbrake is. So it's very easy to switch from the BMW to that, because it's 11 years newer, but everything's exactly the same as it was in that car, including the knobs down here for your heater control. So a lot of that is very, very similar. Yeah, look, it does the job. It feels, when you hit a speed bump or go around corners, again, it's a comfort mum and dad car. It's not a handling performance car. So when you brake, she like wallows forward, and when you accelerate, it wallows back. If you go around a corner, it wallows sideways. But it's built for comfort. It's not built for anything else. So USB-C plugs down here on the side, comfortable seats, everything's worked, vision's been good. Yeah, there's really been everything that we've needed, and it does the job. It's not a spectacular car. It is definitely better than anything Chinese I've driven. Yeah, look, it does the job. It does it really well. It has the blind spot monitoring, so if you happen to be turning a corner and get your hand so it can't see your face, it will beep. Again, get your attention down here on the dash instead of where you're going, and say that the driver monitoring's unavailable. This is much better than the Chinese one. That'll give it just a little vibrate if you get near the lines. Now, again, they do get it wrong. I was driving along a road today and there was a skid mark. Someone's done a burnout. There's a big black line along the road, and it's, trying to tell me that I'm crossing the line. It's just well, I was crossing the line, but it was a black burnout line, not a white road marking line. So the jury's out on these driver assists for me. I honestly think for an experienced driver, for an elderly driver, absolutely. For a young driver, probably. But for an experienced driver, they are very distracting. So you're constantly vibrating. Like if you're apexing corners, just driving near the lines, it'll buzz and carry on every time. It doesn't like it. It thinks you're about to drive off the road. So take that with a grain of salt. Take it as you wish. But this is much, much better than a Chinese car. Build quality, ride quality, feel, materials feel, the electronics in all of the assists, all the nannies that are on it are better. Sat-nav's an absolute disaster. So I said 2 people, 4 days, haven't worked it out. We've had to resort to other things. So that is not intuitive at all. So, yep, weird sort of report. I know. If you want to buy it and just have a people mover, a mum van, I reckon it's really right up there and really, really good and worth considering. But, yep, you're going to have to pull your book out and work out how to use your sat-nav.